So Ritu, tell us, how has the lockdown affected you, and how have you adapted to life post the lockdown?
So, hi Sony, thanks for first of all making me a part of such a wonderful panel. And I truly hope that today I can add value to everyone's life in this difficult situation. So, I'll just give a little briefing about how it works. So, I am basically running a studio by the name of Yoga, and I am into clinical yoga, Chikitsik yoga. As in, a lot of people come to me with different kind of issues, your back not good, shoulders misbehaving, knees, troubling, digestion, hormones, so many issues. So I like to customize asanas for each one to as per their need. First point is always to make them move on from their whatever present situation, and then yes, to actually achieve the true objective of yoga, to at least have them identify the true objective of yoga. So when this lockdown came, so coming to your question, Sony, so it was very evident that the survival now is going to be social distancing. So even before that, we decided to go online at my studio, and because the people who were practicing with me did not want to not exercise. So actually, I've never ever done any kind of advertisement. It has just been a word of mouth. So now with us going online, we could reach more. The access was more. So I had people pouring in from different parts of the country, and outside India also, Sony being one of them. So the response was really appreciated. So naturally, I definitely had to adapt. So I was not meeting my people physically. So I decided to have a lot of play cards, with which I could showcase asanas, try to explain it to them on Zoom classes, how a particular asana or a posture is supposed to be done. Then I started making my own videos and posting them on the WhatsApp for them to understand where the hand is supposed to be, how the back is supposed to behave, what exactly is the position of your feet or the foot in this particular asana. So yes, a lot of adaptation happened. And then coming to this novel coronavirus, I could completely identify that the need of the hour was, like they said, that it is attacking your respiratory system and killing your lungs. So nothing works better than a lot of kriyas we have in yoga. A lot of shatkaram we have, like Jalniti, Kapalbhati, which actually help you keep your sinuses very, very clear. A completely pumped up respiratory system was the need of the hour. It helps you stimulate your glands, and actually I introduced lots and lots of kumbhaks. So kumbhaks and buns are just basically what actually happens is there are energy blocks in our own self. To release that energy, to open up those energy blocks, I introduced a lot of kumbhaks and a lot of buns. And people adapted to it very well. That was very important. I extended my class timings, but I requested everyone that we will not compromise on the breathing, on the pranayam. So pranayam is just exercising my breath. My breath is my weapon. It helps me perform difficult asanas. So if it can help me perform difficult asanas, it will naturally help me sail through difficult situations also in life. That is a clear way how pranayam works. Then how I like to conduct my classes is that I like to explain why. Why are you doing it? What is it going to do to you? I like to have mental involvement of people with themselves. Logic always works. The next issue which was being told all over was that we need to have a very good immunity. So trust me, take my word for it, that nothing works better to pump up your immunity than yoga. So if I have a strong core, so I simple exercise, flexibility of body is yes, very good. It gives you a high. But I also, yoga basically also believes in actually pumping up your internal organs. When your digestive system is being worked upon, your kidneys, your livers, or intestine, a happy core, a happy kind of inside. So if my core is strong, it is definitely going to manifest on the outside. That's one second point I could take from here. So we do asanas which actually make you build up and move towards a stronger immunity. The next challenge was the stress which this coronavirus got. as if the whole atmosphere layer is being taken over by stress. You know, there was hopelessness, uncertainty in the whole environment. Everything was like nobody knows. We are cooped up at home. We are lost. We don't know what to do, how to handle. So this is where I stepped up the meditation part. So at a conscious level, all of us are doing so much, you know, we're taking care of our body. But what about the inside? You know, the subconscious level. So that subconscious level needs to be tapped. Let's understand. What is the food? What is the nutrition, nourishment that I'm actually giving to my mind, to my soul? So that is where yoga plays a brilliant role. You know, it can take you beyond things. So meditation, yes, meditation is not rocket science. It's just being with yourself. So like I love to say that it's a relationship you build with your own self, a relationship which you'll never regret. So you can take my word in that. So this relationship is going to actually help you with so much things in life. So meditation is one of dhyana, like you call it in yoga, is one of a very important limb of yoga. You know, Ashtanga yoga, 8 limbs of yoga. So you reach this level, you actually tap your subconscious level. You know, a lot of chakra awakening was being done, is still being done. The chakra empowerment we are focusing on. So that is one important part of the class. And like I said, people are really adapting to it very well. And like Soni said, there's a lot of negatives around, but how to actually bring in the positive was very important. So if I was to sum up the whole thing, yoga is a science. It's a science for purification of humanity. You know, it's not only just to help me overcome my physical ailments, but to actually have an expanded mind, to break through my mental bondages. You know, we have our own limitations. We are cooped up. We need to break it and expand. I always feel very blessed that I've had amazing yoga gurus, and I now really strive to be one. And I want to impart that true spirit to everybody who's a part of Yoga Ritu. And that is, let's be receptive. Let's be receptive to the abundance of the universe. Let's be receptive of this whole, you know, yoga treats your whole personality, makes you aware. So let's at least be receptive. And that happens.
Yeah.
There is no doubt. Done the right way.
Wonderful. So well put and so true. Everything you have said, you hit the nail on the head.